Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private Healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready, and health insurance is your financial safety net. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, give us a call at 800-231-9279. That's 800-231-9279. 800-231-9279.
The Turnpike Sports Book Report.
The Turnpike Sports Book Report is brought to you by BorgataSports.com. Your favorite casino is now your favorite sportsbook. Available anywhere in New Jersey, BorgataSports.com. Sign up at BorgataSports.com using our promo code PIKE, that's P-I-K-E. Make your first wager of $20 or more and you'll get $100 in free bets. That's $100 in free bets when your first wager on Borgata Sports is $20 or more. Get into the action with BorgataSports.com. Must be 21 years or older and in New Jersey to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
And welcome to another week's edition of the Book Report, where we've got about 5 states reporting their numbers, or I should say 5 states that reported their numbers by end of our press time. We've got a couple sportsbooks launching in different states, legislative updates, especially with Illinois, New York State, and Ohio, and a lot of deals to talk about, too.
Okay.
First off, let's start with some of the numbers. We had about 5 states reporting by the time we cut off the press time here. 3 reported an increase in handle. 2 reported a decrease in handle.
Okay, all right.
So, and these are May numbers.
These are for May. These are all May. These aren't crazy Illinois numbers where they do a month late, right?
Well, actually, I think Illinois does 60 days after everybody else.
Oh, wow, okay.
So,
I was giving them the benefit of the doubt, but now they're really late. Okay.
Well, again, you're going to be talking, they're going to release their May numbers when we're talking about July numbers for some of these other ones, or June numbers. I should say June numbers. Okay. So,
it's an interesting state, Illinois.
Well, they got their own way of doing things, and that's fine for them. Nevada came in with a handle of $477 million in May. That was one of the increases.
Okay.
Again, their online betting is still kind of low in terms of percentage compared to other states, 62%.
Well, look, I mean, they're trying to get people into the door. They have that in-person requirement for if you're registering for an online sports book, you have to finish your registration on the physical premises. So they want people in the door. And you know what? If you're going to finish your registration for your online sports book, you might as well place a couple of bets while you're there. So there you go.
Well, I noticed
play some table games and play some bets.
There's been another train of thought now with all these things.
Okay.
The reason online betting is so low in Nevada is because the casinos are spread out throughout the entire state. It's easy to get to a casino in Nevada compared to someplace like Jersey, because Jersey has them all centralized down in Atlantic City. If you're in northern Jersey, you know, your only choice is to go to FanDuel up in the Meadowlands.
Or Monmouth.
Or Monmouth. Yeah. But again, they're concentrated in one area. Nevada's got them spread out through the entire state.
Let me tell you another thing about Las Vegas. It's heavily tourist. So I don't think if a tourist is coming in from out of state, they don't have an online account already. So if they're going to place a sports bet in Nevada and you're not from Nevada, you might as well just place a bet where the casino you're already in. So that's probably it, too.
Let's move over to Virginia. Congratulations, Virginia. They are now the quickest state to $1 billion in sports betting handle.
That's amazing how fastly they moved.
$1.1 billion.
Is that a word?
Yeah, $1.1 billion in handle in less than 4 months, or a little more than 4 months in operation, I should say. You know, they actually are probably one of the quickest growing markets.
Oh, no, it's absolutely amazing. And, you know, I can't wait to see football season there, you know?
Well, they're going to...
I mean, they're doing this, it's 4 months, right? I mean, you know, they're not going to have a football season. They're going to have football season coming up. I don't think they've ever had a football season that they're allowed to bet on in Virginia, so that should be very interesting. They should, you know, NCAA, it's going to be phenomenal there.
Well, they came in since sports betting started with a handle of $1.09 million.
Okay.
1.09 billion. Boy, I keep seeing millions and billions, and I keep, some of these numbers are just staggering.
So what's the number?
$1.092 billion.
Okay.
1.1 billion. How about that? Nice and easy. And also a revenue of $34.4 million to date for since its launch. 4 of their 7 licensed operators reported positive gaming revenue for May. They had a handle of $226.96 million for the month of May, which that they came out with about a 10% hold, which is kind of, what they wanted to do there, too. It's not a legislatively mandated 10% hold like Tennessee has, but they got a 10% hold.
States love to see a 10% hold. They love to see a 10% hold.
Well,
so good for Virginia.
Well, speaking of 10% hold states, we have Tennessee reporting a $161 million handle in May.
Well, that's a state that they legislatively have to have a 10% hold, right?
It was their lowest betting haul since sports betting was legalized in November of 2020. I mean, that's kind of an interesting little...
Yeah, I know. I'm surprised at that. I mean, you're into the playoffs in hockey and basketball. I'm pretty surprised at that.
Well, what was going on in May that Tennessee had nothing to do with? I mean, it sounds like they really didn't bet too much in May.
Well, I guess not. I mean, I don't know. I mean, NBA, NHL, MLB. I'm not quite sure what the big sports in Tennessee what the breakdown is, but there's a lot of things to bet on in May.
Well, FanDuel and BetMGM both led the way. They had both around $57 million in handle. They were number 1 and number 2. FanDuel had a little bit more than BetMGM. DraftKings was third with $40 million. And then everybody else came in. William Hill had $4.8 million. Tennessee Action 24/7, $1.5 million in handle. And Twin Spires and WynnBET both saw about $700,000 for the month of May.
All right.
Mississippi, the only state with no online gambling.
I was going to ask you, remind me what Mississippi is all about. They have no online. They're all in-person betting at sportsbooks, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
The sports wagering handle, and this is year on year, rose 15,000% to 36 million.
That's an incredible number. All right.
Up 10% from April. Okay. That's a more easier number
to grasp. It's a number I can
there.
wrap my head around.
Yeah. 20.7 million came from the coastal casinos. Just under 10 million came from the central, and northern casinos came in with $5.6 million in the handle. That's the way they're separated. They have the 3 different regions.
Okay.
So, but they had a May of 2020. This is why it was 15,000. These are little asterisks they throw in these reports. I want to read this correctly. The May 2020 comparison amount only included activity from the final 10 days of that month, because that's when they reopened.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
So you're dealing still with some COVID
times,
numbers.
Yeah,
you're still dealing with some COVID. National-wise, we had a national handle of about $3.205 billion for a national handle in May. That's still with Illinois and Delaware outstanding still. This is the 8th straight month of $3.2 billion in handle for the nation.
I understand Illinois because I know they have a different reporting system. But Delaware, really? We're waiting for Delaware?
Well, Delaware is going to do it probably this week sometime while this is airing. We'll probably have it for next week.
Probably by the time you're hearing me say this, Delaware probably has their numbers out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Post-PASPA total handle was over $59 billion, and total state tax revenue cleared $600 million.
Okay.
So, the numbers are growing and growing and growing. Had a couple launches. Let's talk about those while we move right along here. Pennsylvania and Iowa. We had 2 launches in those states. Betway, which is constantly in the news for some of the deals they're making. And we have a couple deals to talk about later on in the segment.
I told you a couple months ago I saw Betway when I was watching a New York Islanders hockey game. I was wondering, what the hell is Betway? Because I saw them mentioned on the boards in the rink. So now every week I'm hearing about Betway.
Well, Betway has launched in Pennsylvania, both on the online sportsbook side and also the online casino side. They are now the 13th online sportsbook for Pennsylvania, and the 17th online casino for that state as well. Now they're actually starting to get up in numbers close to Jersey too. I think Jersey's got like 24 online sportsbooks. So we're starting to see Pennsylvania start creeping up, and more online sportsbooks starting to launch. They're partnered with Live Philadelphia.
Okay.
Over in Iowa, Ballybet made their launch in Iowa with the Elite Casino Resorts last week. So this is the second state for Ballybet, which is Bally's, obviously, it's Bally's online sportsbook. Second state for mobile sports betting, and the only state that Ballybet is in that doesn't have a land-based casino.
I'm seeing a lot of Bally's because on my OTT television or whatever the hell that's called, the Roku thing.
OTT.
Yeah, no.
Over the top.
Yeah, I used to have a Fox Sports Go app on the TV, and that automatically changed over to Bally's. So, and it's a really good app. Do I call them apps on the
you
Roku?
can call them apps. Yeah, they're apps.
Okay, so. It's a really good app. I mean, great reporting on baseball, especially.
Well, they're in Iowa now, so they actually are planning on a couple more launches, at least 2 more by the end of the year of 2021. So we'll see some more. I don't know if Jersey or Pennsylvania is either one of those states that they're talking about, but you're going to see at least 2 more launch, maybe more. I don't know. But that's all tied in with their Bally Sports Network and everything else.
I would love Bally's to come to New Jersey. I mean, they have a casino here. So.
Well, you mentioned the Bally Sports Network, and I just did too. VSiN, the Vegas Stats and Information Network, just did a deal that they will now be airing in Latin America for the first time via Total Play. Total Play is a online network, 10.5 million homes. It'll be broadcast to subscribers in dozens of Mexican cities. And if you're in the Latin American area, they will be airing on Channel 515 on that network.
I like VSiN. I mean, I'm not a subscriber because here in New Jersey, they have certain shows that are on our cable networks. I mean, we have the MSG network, which is the Madison Square Garden network. And anytime there's not a sporting event, there's, I forgot what it was called, but a Primetime Action, I believe it's called.
On MSG.
Yeah, that's
Madison Square
really
Garden
good.
network.
I watch it every time it's on. And we have a place up in Massachusetts and the Lombardi line. I think that's on every weekend or Sundays? Or...
It's on the New England Sports Network.
Yeah. I watch it. I'm from New Jersey, and I watch it in Massachusetts, and I get homesick.
Yeah.
And I see Borgata, and I get homesick.
Well, again, can't even bet in Massachusetts right now.
You can't do anything in Massachusetts.
No. Well, you can play lottery.
You can play lottery and slots and Keno.
Yeah.
There you go.
Moving over to some legislative updates, I think the key word for the legislative updates this week is delay. We've had a couple delays here. New York State did not release their request for applications. They were supposed to release them on July 1st.
What's the holdup there?
They have not said what the holdup is, but it's probably some backdoor compromising going on, sort of thing. It could be out this week, even by the time this airs.
You can delay, but as long as they're moving forward with it, it's good for New York.
Well, the key with the RFA, the request for applications, you can't submit applications for sports betting licenses until this is released, and you have 30 days to do that, and then you have 150 days after that for them to make a decision.
All right.
So there's at least 180 days there where you're not going to have any sports betting.
I need to look at a calendar, so I got to predict when online sports betting will hit New York. If you're talking about 30 days and another 150 days for them to decide, it's
you're talking what is that?
I can't do the math in my head, but
that's 6 months. That's 6 months.
Okay, all right.
So you're not really going to see anything before the end of the year, if at all.
I would. I really thought earlier in this year when I heard about New York, I thought they'd be really pushing for the start of the NFL season.
They were.
Yeah, but now I guess a realistic time frame is Super Bowl, yeah.
Or March Madness.
Yeah, well, if it's not Super Bowl, it'll be March Madness. But I really thought they would really push it for the start of the football season.
I have to admit, New York is still a mystery to me because, for everybody who wants it, there seems to be just delay after delay. And something's going to happen during the decision-making process during that 150 days. That's going to delay it even more.
I will bet
unless they shorten that 150 days.
I will bet you that, I think they're going to move quick. I think once they get these RFAs out, I think they're going to move very quick.
Well, speaking of not moving quick at all, Ohio's now looking at going back to their discussion on the sports betting bill in September, maybe. September, October. They're done talking about it now. It's just, every time they think they get 2 steps ahead, they go 3 steps backwards. They keep changing the bill. Are they
seeing how much money these sports betting states are making, for education and police and fire and things like that? We talk about these numbers. I mean, we talk about the revenue numbers and we talk about the tax numbers, and it's just I can't believe they're delaying.
Well, again, you got to look at other states, even like Maryland. Maryland is actually moving at light speed.
Oh, yeah.
They just finished filling out their sports wagering application review commission. The Democrats were given 2, the Republicans were given 2, and the governor was given 2 slots to fill. Mm-hmm. He filled the last 2 slots. They're all up and running. He appointed the chairman
Let me tell you something.
Maryland's going to hit the ground running.
Yeah, they did. They really did. They were prepared. I mean, I interviewed the CEO of Maryland Live, and they were preparing back then. They knew this was going, and they had all their ducks in a row even before everything was coming out legislatively. So good for Maryland. They were planned ahead.
Well, moving over to Illinois, another delay.
Okay.
In terms of, they were talking about this changing of the sports betting law to allow in-state college betting.
Okay.
They are now going to be holding off on discussing it. As a matter of fact, the House passed it. They went to the Senate. The Senate didn't even discuss the bill.
Now, is this the kind that New Jersey is doing? Everything, it passed all the houses, it passed all the branches of government.
It didn't. No, the Senate didn't even discuss it.
Well, it's going to a referendum for the general election. Is it like that's New Jersey? I'm talking about. Is that what they're talking about in Illinois? They want to get it to a referendum in November,
yeah.
Or okay, that's why I was asking.
But with Illinois, the next time they're going to be talking about passing in-state college sports betting is October.
Okay, so it's maybe it won't get on to the ballot in November there. No. So, but it's going on the ballot in New Jersey in November, and so people can vote on it.
It was kind of an interesting compromise that they got, and I really thought it was going to pass, at least this part of it, where they said that you can only bet on Illinois college teams at retail facilities.
Okay,
no online betting.
It's kind of a interesting.
And no player props. And no player props.
Well, yeah,
just the outcomes of the games.
I understand that.
Yeah, so I thought this had a shot, but they didn't even address it in the last legislative session that just passed. So that's one of those things with Illinois is still they got to start doing something with that because everyone seems to want it. It's a matter of what they can agree to get it, and I think that's what's causing the problem there. Going over to Wisconsin, Wisconsin surprised everybody here. Mm-hmm. Governor Tony Evers signed a deal with the United Nations to allow sports betting and other event wagering at the tribe's casinos and affiliate locations in the state. This is Wisconsin now. No one was expecting a deal to come out of Wisconsin for sports betting here. And also, it's event wagering, too. You're talking about eating championships, like what we just had in the 4th of July. And also nationally televised award shows.
Okay, I get that. I mean, I know the eating contest. I know the Academy Awards you can bet on.
You can't bet on anything involving a sporting event with people under 19 years old.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense, too.
So we
wonder
have Wisconsin.
Why they agreed on 19. 19 is interesting. 18, I get it. 21, I get. I don't know why 19. We're talking about a compromise.
Well, I guess it has something to do with maybe voting law, betting law, or even alcohol law. I don't know. I mean, it's just one of those things where I don't know where
like
the 19-year-old
age
came
number.
Through. Yeah. So, we'll see. But again, came out of nowhere. Everyone was expecting it. One other quick little note. We've been following the Chickies and Pete's Park saga for a while now.
Yeah, when we say Parks, that's the name of a casino. It's Parx.
Parks
that's
Casino.
One of the they keep saying that's the number one casino in Pennsylvania. So that's Parks. And by the way, that's the closest casino to me. Even though I live in New Jersey, Parks Casino is only about 20-25 minutes away from me. So no, I love Parks, but it's and Chickies and Pete's is a sports bar in our local Philadelphia, New Jersey area.
It's a local chain.
It's a local chain, and one of our Chickie and Pete's is actually in Parks Casino. And
there's another one in Tropicana, Atlantic City.
Yeah. By the way, if you ever go to Chickies and Pete's, try the crab fries, which I think basically is French fries with Old Bay seasoning on it. So, really good.
Well, Chickies and Pete's and Parks have been working together on different things since Parks opened in Pennsylvania, Bensalem.
Okay.
They've been, sort of like unofficial partners everywhere, wherever you see a Parks thing. And they tried to do the South Philadelphia Race and Sportsbook. It was an OTB.
Yep.
They tried to get it inside a Chickies and Pete's restaurant in Cumberland County's mini casino that's launching, the Parks Casino. They were trying to get it inside the restaurant, inside the casino. The zoning board said no. They were denied that.
Okay.
Just recently, they received approval from the Pennsylvania Horse Racing Commission for Parks to move the Oaks Race and Sportsbook OTB site in Montgomery County to the planned Chickies and Pete's restaurant at the Grove Shopping Center in East Whiteland. So you're going to be able to start seeing some betting inside Chickies and Pete's.
By the way, I'm from New Jersey, and I've never been to one of those towns. I don't even know where they're at. But
well, Parks is building the mini casino there.
Okay, all right.
And they are working with Chickies and Pete's to see what happened was that OTB site. Let me get it correctly again here. the Oaks Race and Sportsbooks OTB, they were closed permanently because of COVID shutdowns.
Okay.
They never reopened. They had to shut it down. And so now they got permission from the Racing Commission to actually put it in the Chickies and Pete's when the new mini casino opens.
Okay.
So good for Chickies and Pete's. They got denied in one area. They got in another.
Good for Chickies and Pete's.
A couple deals to talk about. Some big deals, as a matter of fact. Bally's. Bally's did a deal with the WNBA's Phoenix Mercury basketball team. First gaming access deal with a professional women's sports team.
Let me tell you something. Watch Arizona, because that's going to be a huge sports betting market. Huge.
Yeah. And it's a 25. Not 25. The Mercury is a 25-year member of the WNBA, so it's one of the oldest clubs.
Okay.
And it was an important first step there because, like I said, oldest club, most prominent member of the WNBA. Let's see. This makes Bally's market access up to 15 states. Bally's receives the official designation of the exclusive sports betting partner of the Phoenix Mercury over 15 years. That's the length of the deal.
Wow, that's a long deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're going to be mobile sports betting with them, in conjunction with them for market access. Also, they're going to be opening a retail sports book near the Phoenix Suns Arena. So it's not in the Phoenix Suns Arena, but it's near there.
Great.
As a matter of fact, I think there's going to be one in Phoenix Suns. I think that's a FanDuel.
Okay.
So that's why they couldn't get it inside the arena. There's already one coming. They're also going to be doing, the Bally's will also become a member of the Phoenix Mercury Changemaker Partners, which is their charity, diversity and charity group.
Good.
Golden Nugget. We just had the Rocket Mortgage Classic in Detroit just this past weekend. Golden Nugget Online was a partner with them.
Okay.
They actually had the Golden Nugget Casino brand all over the place. If anyone watched it, you saw GNOG everywhere. Golden Line's odds boosts were all over the sportsbook in Michigan. So, that was another first step there for Golden Nugget. They're starting to do a lot more deals.
Okay.
I know they just did a deal, and we might as well talk about that. They just did a deal. It's not a sportsbook deal. It's an online casino deal for Golden Nugget. They just did a deal with Detroit City Football Club.
So that sounds like a soccer team.
It's a soccer team.
Okay.
It's not a Major League Soccer team. It is part of the NISA, National Independent Soccer Association.
All right, great.
So,
and they play in Detroit, right?
They play in Detroit,
All right.
Detroit Football Club. It's casino only because sports betting is not allowed on that league.
Okay.
So they did that. They did another deal, 2 deals for them. Detroit's getting a lot of publicity in the press, especially with Rocket Mortgage. That was all over the place in terms of betting coverage. Let's see. I think I mentioned Betway before.
Yes.
And let's talk about their 2 deals real quick here. Betway just added the Hamburg Open to their sporting sponsorship portfolio. It'll be they're going to have exposure in terms of signage everywhere at the Rothenbaum Tennis Center. It's in Germany's second largest city.
Okay.
Also, they did a 3-year agreement with German football club FC Schalke 04. That's the name of the football club. So they are making waves in Germany.
Great.
Moving over to WinBet.
WinBet. Yep. I saw a commercial for them again in New Jersey.
I'm starting to see a lot more.
A lot more commercials.
They announced a partnership with the San Carlos Apache tribe to pursue an online sports betting license in Arizona.
Again, Arizona. See how big they're going to get.
It's their 16th state where
Really?
they operate
I didn't know
or
they were
plan
that
to
big.
operate. There are 16 states.
All right.
A couple of them are operational. A lot of these are market access.
Well, they're certainly operational in New Jersey.
Yes. Sport Radar did a huge deal with the National Hockey League. Sport Radar gains exclusive rights to distribute NHL data to sportsbooks and media companies. So that helps. That's sort of like the NFL deal, where they're going to be the exclusive distributor of data and broadcasting of that data to sportsbooks and other companies and media companies. Let's see. BetterView. We don't talk about BetterView too much. BetterView is a company that sends out content to a lot of bars, restaurants.
Oh, okay.
For sports betting and fantasy content. And they just did a deal with NASCAR. NASCAR, this is the first partnership that BetterView has had with Professional Sports League. And you're going to see BetterView will have NASCAR stats, analytics, odds, alongside special sports betting promos in restaurants, bars, stadiums. Matter of fact, one of the ones, I still haven't seen any of these yet. They're the ones who did the deal with Bolero, the bowling centers.
Okay, yeah.
So, I'm actually curious.
I haven't been in a bowling center in maybe a decade. So,
well, they are in Boleros. If anyone has seen any Boleros and gone into them, it's sort of like what BetMGM did with Buffalo Wild Wings.
I got to say, I was in a Buffalo Wild Wings recently, and it almost looks like a sports book. The odds everywhere. It was actually pretty cool to see. I mean, it had sports and it had the odds, and it was great.
2 other deals to announce before we get out of here for the week. Chalkline Sports did a deal with OfficePools.com.
I saw this. I like the idea of this.
Well, OfficePools.com has been around for 25 years. Mm-hmm. Basically, if you're doing an office pool on a sports thing, it's betting pools.
Well,
I don't want to say that. It's free to play.
It's free to play. There's no real money involved in this.
It's the easiest way to refer to it. It's a betting pool.
It's an office pool.
Yeah, office pool. Well, a lot of people don't know what an office pool. Yeah. But Chalkline did a deal with OfficePoolsBets.com. It's a free-to-play game that's powered by Chalkline, and it's going to be offered to OfficePools.com's customers to do a free-to-play office pool kind of thing.
Great.
And the last deal for this week we're going to talk about is Prize Picks. It's a fantasy company. We don't talk too much about fantasy in the book report section, but I thought this was kind of interesting because Prize Picks also got affected by the Connecticut law, the sports betting law.
Okay.
They can't operate in Connecticut right now. So and this happened just as they announced this deal, too. Prize Picks has a 1-year partnership with the Atlanta Falcons.
Oh, okay.
They're going to be featured all across their digital and social media platforms, and they're going to be serving as the presenting sponsor of the Falcons Game Day Predictions series that they run on Instagram. It's a prediction-based fantasy sports series of games. They're also going to be doing the Terrapin tailgate passes.
All right. It is for what are
pro football tailgates? Be home games for the Falcons.
Terrapin?
I think they were just looking for alliteration.
Okay, all right.
So, and also they're going to be doing a football draft, fantasy football draft, at Mercedes-Benz Stadium for 500 people. They're going to have Falcons cheerleaders, football players, former football players from the Falcons. This is going to be held September 8th at the stadium's Delta Sky 360 Club. Okay. So, Prize Picks, congratulations on that deal. That's actually a great deal for them. That's actually a great fantasy site. If anyone wants to check it out, look it up. Prize Picks, they're actually a really interesting site to check out. That's it for this week. We had a whole bunch more topics to hit, but in the time allotted, we go over to turnpikesportsradio.com, click on the blog button, and you'll see the print version of these stories and other stories up on the blog after the book report publishes this week.
And that'll do it for us. We'll see you next time on the Turnpike.